Welcome to this short presentation on employability mentoring. We will be guiding you through this tutorial today, which we have designed to be a flexible way of undertaking training that will give you the basic understanding from which to build from to be a mentor on our scheme. We have designed this online learning so as not to ask you to attend a mandatory training course on campus, as we recognise and respect that you offer your time as a mentor. This training is split into two parts. The first part of this short presentation is on PowerPoint, which you can view at any time to suit you. The second part is a simple, short, multiple choice quiz, which we ask you to complete on a piece of assessment software following your viewing of this PowerPoint. This training should take no more than 20 minutes to complete in total. We do offer an interactive training session, which you can attend on campus in addition to this to practice your skills. More information on this will be provided on request. Let's now explore the aim and the learning outcomes for this training. The aim of this training is to improve your understanding of employability mentoring, your role as a mentor, and how to work safely and effectively as an employability mentor. In terms of learning outcomes, we anticipate that as learners on this training, by the end of this short tutorial, you will be able to state what employability mentoring is, at least 3 principles of working safely with your mentee, at least 2 ways of accessing support of the Employability Mentoring Project to help you as a mentor, your own personal level of commitment that you intend to give to the project, at least 5 tasks that you could undertake in order to mentor a mentee, and at least 5 qualities that you have that we are looking for in you as a mentor. Okay, let's get started. So what is employability mentoring? Well, to us, it's a number of things with some degree of variance. To break it down into official definitions of employability and mentoring, experts cite employability specifically as a set of achievements, skills, understanding and personal attributes that make graduates more likely to gain employment and be successful in their chosen occupations, which benefit themselves, the workforce, the community and the economy. Now, mentoring can be defined as a voluntary, mutually beneficial and purposeful relationship in which an individual gives time to support another to enable them to make changes in their life. Now, in the context of higher education at DMU, we're keen to ensure that we provide a clear definition of employability mentoring for you as mentors so that your understanding is clear and you have the right basis from which to build meaningful, relevant and appropriate relationships with students. We define employability mentoring as either a one-to-one or small group-based voluntary relationship where there is a two-way exchange of information. This relationship may be either face-to-face or online and includes both the mentor and mentees sharing their perspective and life experience based on topics associated with the mentee's employability. So now, if we have a definition to work to, let's explore what it looks like in practice. Here we have a simple diagram to explain employability mentoring using a simple on-screen formula. A mentor is someone who, in our eyes, has undertaken a journey filled with experience and has acquired tools along the way in order to help them be successful in their career. We see them like a relay runner who carries something of value in their journey and is looking to hand that thing of value over to someone else to carry in their own journey. Now, we understand it's important for a mentor and a mentee to develop an effective relationship. Therefore, a mentor linked to a mentee should ideally develop a professional chemistry. And if we combine the notion of passing something of value on in an effective relationship where there is a professional chemistry, then we envisage the mentee benefiting by gaining a range of abilities and skills that they can use in their own career path. Now, working safely should involve making continual assessments about potential hazards. This involves assessing the level of risk, the potential to cause harm, and the likelihood of that risk resulting in harm. Now, this should not be so overly cautious that it prevents you in your role as a mentor, but more a checking exercise that complements your practice so as to ensure that what you do it safely. We provided you with a range of documents in your mentor pack that can help you consider risk. These documents include a risk assessment, a meeting safely checklist, an FAQ sheet entitled "How do I keep myself safe when meeting with my mentor or mentee?" Reading and referring to these will help reduce the risks and ensure safe working practices between you. We want you to be safe in your mentoring, but equally, we do not want to prevent you from working effectively with our students as a result of being overly bureaucratic or fearful of risk. Essentially, the main points to remember are to refer to the guidance that we offer, assess risks as you mentor and take appropriate action as you go, document and note issues clearly where you have concerns, and make direct contact with us to report these. Now, sometimes, despite best efforts to work safely and professionally, we understand that things can happen that require the mentor to contact the project officer. Unanticipated issues can arise, and sometimes good practice and guidance is not followed as it should be. Sometimes issues occur as a result of a communication breakdown between a mentor and mentee. Often this can be as a result of one party not communicating as originally agreed at the outset, with contacts becoming limited, infrequent and sometimes non-existent. Sometimes a halt in two-way communication can occur as a result of a change in contact information not being passed on. We encourage both parties from the outset to be aware of this in the three-way agreement documents to ensure each other's contact information is clear and up to date at all times. There are, of course, more serious issues that could arise and require the attention of the project, such as a safeguarding concern being raised, inappropriate behaviour of some sort, or maybe an accident. Here, it is essential that you contact the project officer with immediate effect in order for DMU's processes to take over and provide you with appropriate support. Should you find yourself needing support in your mentoring where an issue has arisen that needs the attention of the project, then we ask you to contact the project officer direct via secure communication channels available to you in the form of a telephone call on the project officer's mobile or via direct email to the project officer's own email. We insist that you do not contact us with any issues via social media or via a wider careers number should the issue be confidential or require an immediate response. Employability mentoring is great for supporting a student or graduate who is serious about their career and is open and willing to learn from hearing the perspective of someone who is in industry, has industry experience and has learned valuable lessons from their career so far. It's important for a mentor to understand their role and what they can do within their remit. Equally, it's good for them to know the line and where their mentee asks them to do something that is not part of their role. The great thing about being a mentor is that you're not under any pressure to have all the answers or do loads of work. It's simply about listening, asking questions and sharing your perspective based on your own story. As a mentor, you can find out more about your mentee by asking questions, even looking at some of the things they've produced relating to employability, such as their CV, job applications and the goals they've set themselves. Use your experience of undertaking interviews and times when you were asked questions to help tease out how they might perform under scrutiny. Ask yourself, does the mentee convince you that they know enough about themselves and their work-related experiences to give them the best possible opportunity when it comes to being successful in work? Taking a real interest in them and talking to them about the demands of applying for work and performing in industry can ignite great discussion and help them understand the challenges ahead so that they are ready to tackle them. Now remember, it's not about giving them the answers. It's about showing an interest, asking questions and responding to their questions by simply stating what you've experienced in industry so far. Tell them about what worked and perhaps what did not work for you, what you learned, how it helped you develop to where you are now. You have something to share, so it's about creating the space to do that. When it comes to your commitment, then it's good to think about what you can offer both now and in the future. If you foresee a time in the near future where things will change, think carefully about what you commit to as a mentor. We've designed this so to be flexible, so it all depends on what you want to do, how you agree this with your mentee, and then how you keep us and your mentee informed if things change. In order to identify your preferences, we have a range of options for you to select from a list below. Please take a moment to think about your preference. You will have the option in the assessment afterwards to state what your preferences are. These could include whether your mentoring will be flexible or set, whether you're open to one mentee or more than one, whether you are interested in short or long meetings or exchanges, whether you want frequent or less frequent meetings or exchanges, whether you want a short-term relationship or perhaps something longer term. Your mentee will also have their preferences, so it's important to be open to what they have to say and meet them in the middle should things change. The key is to discuss it, be open to changes and commit to each other. Professionalism can mean different things to different people. To many of our students, the notion of professionalism is a new one and one that they struggle to understand. The great thing about having a mentor is that students get to explore professionalism not just as a theoretical topic, but where they can also practice it with a mentor in a safe and supportive environment and observe how they respond to it. The mentor will have experience in industry and understand the importance of professionalism and how this can affect things like reputation, success and integrity. Therefore, it's important that the mentors display and practice professionalism working with the mentee in order to ensure the mentee can understand its importance for them and how this will also benefit the mentoring relationship. Different industries will of course have different approaches as to what professionalism is. So we provided you with a few examples of professional principles to build from, which we believe are all important for mentoring and also are important for everyday working life. Some great examples are working to ensure that mentors and mentees have a dedicated space to discuss their needs. Making sure mentors and mentees report any issues to the project they come across that have the potential to cause harm. Respecting, accepting and valuing mentees in a non-discriminatory way. Observing and practicing the guidance offered by the Employability Mentoring Project. Setting up and working within professional boundaries with your mentee. Observing and maintaining confidentiality at all times. These are just a few professional principles, but all important ones to help you work together professionally. Okay, so let's think about the qualities that we're looking for in an employability mentor. Lots of mentors who get involved in this scheme sometimes worry and ask questions as to whether they have the qualities to be a good mentor. Now, we think that just by asking this question, it's a good start, as it suggests the mentor is keen to be effective in their role. Now, there are of course many qualities, but here we have a selection of qualities that we think would be good to help a relationship to develop. These include, but of course are not limited to, qualities of being supportive, engaged, enthusiastic, reliable, patient, interested, friendly, committed, and positive. It could be looking at these examples that you think to yourself, I might struggle with some of these. Now that's okay. Just come and talk to us on the project and let's see how we can use mentoring to help you develop those qualities as you go. Mentoring is as much about your development as a mentor as it is for the mentee. We offer a range of support to mentors to help them develop skills as they go, so just get in touch. Okay, so that's the end of the PowerPoint presentation. We've devised a self-assessment in the form of a multiple choice questionnaire for you to complete now. Below here you'll see a link to a web page. Please click on the link as it will allow you to undertake a short 8-question assessment. It's a straightforward assessment designed to be clear with no tricks or questions to trip you up. If you've listened to this presentation, you should have no trouble undertaking it. Please do complete the questionnaire as soon as you can after watching the presentation. We will be sending you an evaluation form following our receipt of your completed assessment where you can feed back to us about any aspect of this process. If you have any questions, please do get in touch with the project. For now, many thanks for taking the time to undertake this assessment.